All right, guys, welcome to live here. I'm excited today to kind of bring this to you guys. I don't know if you've ever had this experience, but if you're running a business, there may have come a point in time in which maybe you don't have as much capital as ideas, or you're limited because you can only go so far because you can't get the marketing out the door to get people to know who you are. In real estate, specifically, what I do, I mean, marketing is the lifeblood of my business. And early on, if I didn't have access to funds, you can't do anything. And early on, I had zero. So what I had to do is get creative with how can I get money before I actually make the money. So the guy with me today, Ty Crandall, is going to go through an amazing opportunity with a tool and his brand called Credit Suite that is going to share with you guys how you can get access to thousands. I mean, bro, when we were talking the other day, the things you're telling me that you do is I didn't even know. Like I knew of things, but you guys are so much more than that. So you are really a one-stop shop solution for people wanting to really be able to expand their business and give them liquidity in a short time of order. So without further ado, I want to welcome to the live here, Ty Crandall with Credit Suite.
Hey, thanks, Dan. I'm really excited to be here. So
Yeah,
today I'm actually going to share my screen really quick.
go
So
ahead, bro.
let me hit the share button here. All right, really quick, right here. All right, so today I want to walk through, and this is a formula we've tested and proven for anybody watching this is able to come in and basically what we've discovered to be able to get like $250,000 plus in business credit and financing really in less than about 6 months to be
That's
able to grow
crazy.
your business. So this isn't concept. It's not theory. We've actually used the same formula to help about 60,000 plus entrepreneurs to be able to get business credit and financing. And really, there's no limit to how much money you can get. As a matter of fact, that's the cool thing about business credit itself is it's unlimited the amount that you can actually get. So what my goal is to be able to teach people how to get about $250,000 in 6 months and then to keep getting more and more and more, really, no matter what their situation is. So results disclaimer, right? You're not going to just get money, it doesn't just kind of fall out of the sky. What I'm going to show you works if you continue to work it, meaning that there's no limit to business credit. The only limit is how much you're actually applying for. So you've really got to get the credit, you've got to use the credit, and then that gets you higher limits, and then you repeat the process. It's just a matter of continuing to go out there and get more and more credit financing. And when you do that, and it builds a credit profile and score that just makes you really more fundable, helps you become more funding ready and be able to qualify for more financing. So what it looks like on the other side, this is one of our clients, Christine Farrell from LaGrange, Indiana. Big fan. I'm a Hoosier myself here, which is why I chose her to be one of our first case studies we look at. I won't read all this, but there's somebody that struggled to be able to grow her business, had credit issues, tried her bank, tried business credit building companies and other financing companies, was really thinking about, even as she says here, closing down the business, and then discovered exactly what I'm going to teach you today, went through, started having success, started getting business credit cards, started getting financing, started getting hundreds of thousands in auto loans. And last time we talked, she's already secured over $1 million in business credit. And she actually was looking to buy a 50 truck operation where she was a one truck operation. And other cool benefits that I think Christine hits on is being in a trucking company, she got more contracts and got more clients as a result because they were looking at her business credit profiles to be able to actually make those decisions. So what I want to do today is kind of walk through like I call a 3-step secret framework that we really discovered to make all this happen. The first is basically what we call funding ready. It's like how to make your business where it's funding ready, where lenders want to lend money to you. And that stops these automated denials. It gets you more automated approvals. It really sets you up where lenders are chasing you with pre-screened offers versus you trying to go out and find lenders and convince them to give you money. Then I want to talk a little bit about this business credit blueprint. Now, what's interesting is this is the exact same formula that every one of the largest publicly and privately owned company follows to be able to get millions in business credit. Most small business owners just don't know the formula, and I'll walk through that so you're able to walk out of this and know exactly what to do. And then something I kind of call funding fortunes. You just have to know how the funding system works. It's actually pretty simple if you understand it. If you know how the system works, then you can get the money that you need to be able to grow a business. And I say it's basically funding on demand because it's not good enough to get money when lenders want to give you money. You've got to actually want to get the money or get the money when you actually need the money. We're going to walk through that as well. So I want to get started with why lenders turn you down. And this is what we call funding ready. So the key is of getting approved for any kind of credit financing is you have to really understand what lenders are looking for. Because if you meet this criteria, well, then you get automated approvals and they're starting to pursue you to give you money. But if you don't meet this criteria, what's interesting right here is this accounts for more than 50% of all denials. So if we look at everybody that applies for credit cards, loans, and credit lines, this not getting this right accounts for significantly more than 50% of all of those denials. So if you just fix this, you're almost doubling the probability that you're actually going to get approved. And the first step of this is you really have to understand what lenders look at. Now, this is called, basically, we call it funding ready, and a lot of lenders refer to it as something similar. So this is how you set up your business. You want to make sure that your address and your phone number and your entity type and your website and your license are set up. You want to make sure you're set up with the business credit reporting agencies, that you know what your NAICS or your NIACS industry code is. This is very important because when you structure the business the right way and have it set up where it's lendable, where it's credible, this is what actually helps you get approvals. Bankrate has a good quote here. The number one thing you can do to secure the best loan is to make sure your business looks like a low-risk borrower to lenders. I have quotes I get on a longer presentation I can give you from Inc. and Forbes and SBA and SCORE. They all say the same thing. A lender wants to lend to a business they see as reputable and credible. And that's really what Funding Ready is understanding that they're looking at the structure of your business to make sure you're credible. And that's the type of business that they actually want to lend to. Once you've figured that out, the next thing is to start addressing these things to make sure that you meet that criteria before you even apply. Because I have so many case studies I can share of people that got denied, got this right, went back to the exact same sources and turned around and got approved. It's just a matter of looking the way that a lender wants you to look. And once you've done that and know what they're looking for, then it's easier to structure your business the right way. And once you do that, that's where we start to see clients kind of break through that barrier where they've gotten denied. And this is just some of our many clients sharing their wallets of credit cards that they're able to get as a result of that, including multiple no-limit Amex cards and 10, 20, 50, $100,000 limit accounts. It all really just comes down to understanding what lenders want, meeting that criteria, and then knowing when you apply that you're confident because you kind of have an inside scoop of what they're looking for to actually be able to approve
Now,
you.
I guess quick question for you, Ty. I mean, I know you're going through a lot of this, but I mean, I think one of the things you guys also do well is not only this side of it, but and you'll get to it is on the back side because this can be overwhelming for some people. You see all these cards, it's like, bro, how do I even know what's card for who and what? And I think that's part of the secret sauce of what you guys do. That I'm sure you'll talk about. So stay
Yeah,
tuned.
exactly. And that's the thing is that at the end here, I'm going to fly through pretty quick, but at the end, I'm actually going to give your audience, if it's okay with you, access to a 100% free tool that will help them with this,
Let's
all
go.
three of
Love it.
these things. So they'll be
I
able to
love it,
walk
man.
through, know exactly what their funding ready score is, know what to fix, know how to fix it, and they'll be able to walk through, even get business credit recommendations, get the financing and qualify. They can grab all of that in one place.
Love it. Let's go.
So secondly, the next step of this, and this is just to kind of give you an idea when you get it right, just a ton of approvals. I have hundreds and hundreds of these that you're able to access on our website, but everything from $20,000 approvals to here's somebody that got $350,000 in auto financing. And this is all being secured without personal guarantees. So Dan, this doesn't require personal credit checks. It doesn't require personal
That's
guarantees. This is just money that they're able to get just based on them having basically a business structured the right way. And they're able to do that through basically a business credit building blueprint, which is essential if you're doing anything in any industry, especially real estate, because this is really how you become more lendable. It's how you get more loans. It's how you get more credit lines. But it's also the secret to being able to get $10,000 to $100,000 limit individual accounts without personal guarantees and credit checks. And the easiest way to do this is that we're basically getting some initial credit with vendors that report to the business credit reporting agencies. And that'll help establish an initial credit profile and score. Then we're able to get credit at retailers and fleet sources. So if I'm in real estate, I'm able to get $50K at Home Depot and $30K at Lowe's. I'm able to furnish homes with $50,000 accounts at Best Buy, floors and decor. I mean, almost everything you want. Awesome. When it comes to real estate investors, this is something we help a lot with. And the reason for this is because ultimately you don't have to use your cash to buy what you can use no personal guarantee credit to be able to buy. And a lot of them are using long-term rentals repairs or short-term rentals for furnishings or fix and flips and all those repairs and all this type of credit to be able to do it. And then you're really moving to Visa card, MasterCard type of credit that you can use anywhere. And this, again, is money that you're able to get without personal guarantees, without personal credit checks. And then we look at some of the results from auto financing that doesn't require you to actually be a signer, and Amex cards and $10,000, $20,000, $15,000 Chase and Citi kind of cards that you're able to get without the liability as well. Sam's Club, retail credit.
Wow.
more auto financing, $25,000 loans. It's kind of the result of when you get this formula down. What happens is lenders start looking at your business, and your business kind of becomes, it has the ability to fund itself. So you actually don't need to be able to come in and be able to sign in a lot of cases for the credit that you're able to get. And then there's just no limit from $10,000, $20,000 credit cards. I could sit here and do this all day long with the multitudes of approvals that are there. And this brings me to kind of, Dan, to what your point is that now we get to the third step, which is really accessing the most money when you actually need it to be able to grow your business. And the first step of this is to understand what lenders look for. I call this the 3C's cash acquisition formula. Super simple. Lenders looking at three things, or one of three things. If you're trying to get an SBA loan or a term loan, they're looking at all three. If you're looking at 90% of the financing out there, you only need one strength. So the strengths are cash flow, credit, and collateral. Now, if you have one of those strengths, you have a business that's been open for 6 months and has $5,000 a month in revenue, or you have good personal credit, or you have asset that could serve as collateral, stocks, bonds, 401ks, IRAs, cryptocurrency, IP, customer lists, vehicles, real estate. I mean, almost any kind of asset you can think about, even a business license, even a license itself, or a lease on a property. Any of these things can actually be used as collateral to qualify
That's
you for
amazing.
money. So the most important thing here is, like, Dan, if you're trying to figure out what kind of money you could get, you just have to evaluate where your strengths are. Do you have good personal credit? Or do you have well-established business credit? Or do you have some kind of asset that can be collateral? Or do you have revenue or even personal income? Because any of those things individually can be used to qualify you for these like different types of funding that are out there. Now, once you kind of know what that strength is, then it helps you go in and determine the kind of loan program that basically focuses on that kind of strength. I have revenue. Now I can get a term loan. I can get an SBA loan. I can get revenue lending. I can get merchant cash advances. I can get line of credit. So once we kind of narrow it down to our strength, then we can narrow it down to the funding program. And then from there, it's way easier to get approved. So many people are out there going to an on-deck revenue lender when they don't have revenue, but they've got good credit and they're not able to get approved, you know? So
No,
what Dan,
yeah, it just doesn't show. It doesn't matter where you're at in the business cycle, whether you're a new startup or you're at that point where you're trying to grow and scale. We always run into that bottleneck, and it sounds like you have a lot of different avenues. Ty, from you speaking, what you're sharing now, like you can get after this. I mean, you have so many different tools in the tool belt to find funding.
yeah, and that's what it comes down to. But the secret really is to understand all three. So many people are trying to pull the trigger and go after three to get the money. But the reality is, if they haven't set up their business where they look legitimate or credible, and if they haven't even set up with the reporting agencies, or they don't know if they have business credit established, then it becomes way harder to accomplish three. And this is why it's just why we see people fail. They're trying to get money out there, but then they don't even look legitimate or credible. They're not the type of business set up where lenders want to lend them money. And even if they get that part right, then they're out there trying to apply for the wrong kind of lender, somebody that touts that they can help everybody, but all they do is funding based on revenue when they don't have revenue and they're not going to qualify. Or they're in a high risk industry like real estate where that kind of lender won't lend there. So if you put it together, it's really the secret of putting it all together to be able to get to the answer. So I know it seems overwhelming, as you said in the beginning. So to kind of give your team or your tribe a free resource to help them, we've actually put something together called a funding blueprint. It's 100% free.
Yeah.
And it'll walk them through all three aspects. So first, they're getting a funding ready score. We'll actually go in and we get data, including data from the business credit reporting agencies. Then we pull the data lenders see and we tell you from a lender's perspective, here are the red flags. Here's the green flags, you're good. Here's the red flags, you're not good. We teach you exactly what to fix and then make it really simple to understand from a lender's perspective what to fix to actually get to a point where you're funding ready. Then the next thing we do is we give you custom business credit recommendations. Since we're pulling data from the business credit reporting agencies, which hurts you in no way. There's no inquiries or soft pulls or any of that in the business credit reporting world because your business credit reports are publicly accessible. So since we have that data, now we're actually populating customized business credit recommendations, even telling you, to your point where it's complicated, exactly which accounts to go get that you can qualify for right now. And these don't require personal guarantees. They don't require personal credit checks. They report to the business credit reporting agencies. getting credit to be able to fund the business without actually having to provide guarantees or credit checks and start building that initial business credit profile and score. Then we have what we call our Fund Smart AI, and it looks at every type of funding that's out there, about 1,000 different lenders plus every legitimate type of business funding. It actually shows you all of the funding you can qualify for and then gives you a simple next step to get it. So you know the kind of funding you can get and you're not out there applying for the wrong kind of funding. And if it's credit cards you're looking for, then we even have a built-in credit card marketplace that makes it really easy for you to be able to navigate based on credit, based on what you're looking for in a card, to be able to find the right solution. And we actually are teamed up with Dun & Bradstreet. So we actually will give you a free Dun & Bradstreet credit report score,
That's
the whole
amazing.
thing
Yeah.
that'll cost you all the money, and also give you an assessment. We can go through your blueprint with you, give you next steps, and then be able to actually do a report review with you as well. And we put it all in one link to make it super simple so they can kind of get all three of these steps done in one place. And the nice thing, Dan, it doesn't cost them any money. It's 100%
Right.
free.
I mean, I think we all like free and the ability to be able to do this and kind of control this. And I mean, that's unbelievable. You're right. And to have this at your fingertips, I mean, it's like many people like, Ty, where were you X amount of years ago? Right. They wish they would have known about this sooner, but now you have access to it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I condensed like an hour and a half into like 15 minutes, but it's important to touch upon all points because
Yeah.
if you get these three things right, you just don't have a barrier anymore to getting money.
Mhm.
But you just have to get all three because if you're not really focusing on all three at once, that's why so many of your audience are out there. And before I discovered it, and you discovered it too, are out there struggling to get money. But Dan, there's a big warning here. I mean, literally, this is not, you're not going to go anywhere else and find this link. We don't have it on our website. We don't put it
Yeah.
out there anywhere. Also, the link is on your site, so you and I both know that these things kind of
Yep.
go up and come down. So I'm not
Absolutely.
sure
Yeah.
how
No,
long.
this is a limited time. Yeah, I was going to say, take advantage of this, guys. I mean, you simply go there, you fill out your profile, they'll walk you through it. Ty's team has this figured out. I think you saw in just a quick 15 minutes that he zoomed through about 30 to 40 minutes worth of material just to get to the meat and potatoes. Like, he's got this figured out, guys. So why not take the easy button of like funding yourself to find the resources, the money accessible? Because really, that's what's preventing you from being successful at the end of the day. That's what's preventing you from taking that next step because you don't have the access to capital. Well, Ty here can help you with his team. And the beautiful thing is the back office, Ty, that you have that helps you manage all of that. Because I saw that initially, you can have all these cards and it's like, man, what do I do and how do I know? And then talking with your team as well, because I use your stuff too. It's like having that tool alone, in addition to getting the lines of credit and the different funding options, is so huge because you can get lost in the sauce when you have all of that information and trying to manage it. It's almost nearly impossible.
Yeah, that's what we found too. Look, I believe if you want somebody to get an end result, you should always have a free path, right? So our funding blueprint gives them a ton of access at no cost.
Mhm.
Our team will go through it. Our team will work out a strategy with them and so many things. And then we could even go through and help you get financing. We don't charge you any money to get financing. Lenders charge you normal stuff. We even help negotiate that down for you. And then we've even got really cool, like you said, technology that can help somebody with hands-on coaching
Yeah.
through the process of building their business credit and getting their funding all set up where they're funding ready and all those things if somebody wants to take an additional step as well.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of what he provides here, guys. But it costs you nothing today. And again, if you want access to that link, I guess Ty gave that to you. It's just danahlborn.com funding. Also, the other thing, if you guys want, if you're watching this now, you can obviously click on this link on the screen. It'll take you there right now so you can fill that out. If you're watching the replay, which many of you guys are, you just go to Dan Ahlborn / I think it's / funding, and it'll take you right to that page. You can fill it out within minutes. A time someone in his team will obviously reach out to you. You can start working through the process and really getting this done. And in a matter of time, within 60 to 90 days, you can have this type of access to the funds because, like Ty said, you're going to need it eventually. So why wait? Do the task today that you know you're going to need 30, 60, 90, 120 days down the road. Because once you have it, now it gives you power, right? And I think it just gives you much more clarity and confidence that you can make better business decisions knowing that, because sometimes we don't make the best because of these limiting things in our business, which are just the truths of anyone. And I think what you've done is you've taken the secrets of the mega businesses, what they've done, and you've pared it down to like the small guys, the entrepreneurs, and they get access to the same things because you know the rules of the game. And I think Kiyosaki said that he who knows the rules holds the gold. So I think you guys have kind of given that gold access to the common man. So I think what you got here, man, is pretty sweet.
I appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity to share. I'm just on a mission to be able to help entrepreneurs be able to get the capital they need. It's really interesting. I've had the luxury of doing this for a long time and seeing
Yeah,
what happens when entrepreneurs get the money. Like they actually get the money, and I get to see the cool things that they do. They buy, they build real estate empires amongst so many other things, and it's so rewarding to see what happens when that one barrier of getting the money you need to do the thing is actually removed. It's pretty cool.
100%, 100%. Well, Ty, man, I know you're extremely busy. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to hang with me, my people. I'm sure many of them are going to take advantage of this, help take the next steps of growing their business and being a part of the journey together. So I appreciate you, bro. And if you guys need it again, here's the link one last time. If you want to click on that, is you just click here to get the access. It's danahlborn.com and then backward slash forward slash. I'm not sure which one that is. I always get it confused. I'm not the tech guy here. Funding. All right. And you get access to this exclusive link that you won't find anywhere else to get access to Ty and his team. So if you have any questions, reach out to me directly and I can get you that too. So Ty, I appreciate you, man. We'll talk again here soon.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Talk soon.